I'm going to break down some of my objection handling. So some previous calls that I've taken where I've actually objection handled. So I'm going to break down what I'm doing and why I'm actually saying it. And I think that will give you some really good insights to understand that objection handling isn't about word tracks or what you can see on the screen. It's to understand somebody's language and somebody's beliefs so you can actually get them out their own way and you play their own game. So I think this will be really good and should be really fucking valuable. And if it's not, then you're just being a fool. So let's get into this. Who am I? What the fuck do I do? So I help salespeople, or I suppose you could call, sometimes I've helped previous 9-to-5ers, like I've helped Thomas Hushcroft here. I took him out of a 9-to-5 on the oil rigs to making 15 grand in a month within the space of 3 months. I've helped James Wood make about 9k in commissions and been able to leave his 9-to-5. I've also helped salespeople go from 8k to 30k a month, whatever the fuck it is that you do. It doesn't matter, I can help. The reason why I can help is because I've been in this game, if you've not already watched some of our previous videos, I've been in this game for about 2.5 years, coming up to that point now. And for a full 1.5 years straight, I went into commission-only sales rep with no experience and just put my foot all the way down on the gas. Why? Because I wanted to be able to help my mum and I wanted to be able to support her and give myself a better life. So those are reasons why I pursued online business. And ever since then, I've had that desire and that why in the back of my mind so strongly that I've been able to actually have the success I want. So my main focus now is being able to show reps that there is a better way and how to actually make them commissions. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to give you some really strong value here today, and you're going to be able to take a lot away from this. So let's go for the first one, because I really like this one, and I think a lot of you guys get this objection. So this is a shopping around objection. My belief around this objection is that people don't actually trust themselves. So what they want to do is they want to try and pass on the responsibility of you get me to where I want to go. Not me, I trust myself to get me to where I want to go. It's I need you to convince me that you can get me to where I want to go. And I think when you look at it from that perspective, you will actually find that a lot in the way prospects speak to themselves. So for me, in online business, I didn't look for anybody else. Like, why should I go with you? Who should I go with? I didn't have any of this. I literally just went full throttle on me. So it was like, I know I'm going to do the thing. I know I'm going to follow the process and I'm going to stick to it every single day. So like whoever, as long as you give me the plan, as long as you actually give me the way that's right in front of me, I'll just fucking do it. And I think that's the problem with a lot of you reps. You sit around and you look for who can give me the best option, who can give me the best solution. When instead you should be asking yourself, how can I back myself here today to actually make the best decision for me and make sure that I make this worthwhile? So that's the way I see shopping around objection. They're not looking around for price, they're looking for certainty in the fact that are you the guy that's going to get me to where I want to go? But realistically, it shouldn't be that way. So we'll go through this one first because I really like this one.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out and how he's different than, I know it's Jeff Ruff and Eric Bravik, something like that.
Have you spoken to any of them?
Not yet. I've booked calls. But they were also people that were referred to me, and I just, how is what Jacob is doing better than what they could offer me?
So first point is she's booked calls and they've actually been referrals. So from my perspective, she's in a stronger position than I am at this point because she's already got people referred to me. She's already got people that are actually referred to her, and I'm just a random elite guy that she's never spoken to before. So there's less trust on my end than there is compared to the other people that she's got booked with. So the first question she asks is, what can Jacob do better than what they could offer me? So my first thought at that point is she's asking what is Jacob doing better than what they could offer me? So like, what are you doing better that you can offer me? So it's not like, what can I offer myself to make this the best opportunity? It's like, what can you offer me to make this good for me? So that's the first belief problem that's actually standing in the way, because I want her to be in a more controlled point of view. I want her to take control of her own outcomes. I'm going to share a perspective with her so that she can understand that like she should be the one that's taking control of this situation.
Can I have a shared perspective? I think you're putting your opportunity for a career in someone else's responsibility because you keep asking, what can Jacob do for me? Instead, it's not like...
Cool. What's really important there is my tonality and the pauses. So it's not like I'm just speaking at her and just verbally vomiting. I'm purposely putting pauses in between it, everything I say, so that it lands way harder. It's not just a case of like speak. I'm purposely putting pauses in between it so it lands clear and she can actually digest what I'm saying. Another thing that's really important as well, this is just coming straight off the top of my mind. So like in this conversation, you can see here that I'm kind of looking through my mind to think of what to say because I genuinely want to say the right thing. It's not the first thing that comes off the top of my mind. I'm actually searching for things to say to try and understand the way she's speaking. What does she have to believe to say this to me? So once I understand that, then I can ask the right questions.
Level of confidence in myself. Whatever somebody lays out in front of me, I know that if you just give me the way, if you show me the way, I will take complete control of it, and I believe in myself enough to go.
But I know I can do that. I just want to know, I guess, why is this the best choice?
Cool. So she's actually combated me there. No, I know I can do that. I just want you to tell me why is this the best choice that I should do. Well, you've got the problem, right? Doesn't matter what is the choice you make. You need to make a choice. It's not about this being the best thing, because if that's what you've been waiting for all this time, you've been waiting for the best thing, then how much money have you actually left on the table because you've been waiting around for the right thing? Like how much further ahead do you think you could be had you invested back when you were first started looking for the opportunity instead of waiting for somebody else to come and save you?
Whichever, it can only be my word. I can say all the things since sliced bread and you might not even believe me or you might believe me. And I wouldn't do you that injustice to sit here and try and convince. The only way you will ever know what is the right opportunity for you in life with anything is to grab it by the horns and actually go with it.
So cool. I'm not going to sit here and convince you. It's not my job. And I would actually be doing you an injustice to sit here and tell you why this is the best thing you should do. Because that's not fair, because it comes from me and it doesn't come from you. And that's not an empowered state for you to actually move forward in. So opposed to me trying to convince her, I want her to convince me of why she should do this. Because we already have what she wants. Problem is, she's standing in her own way of getting it.
But I suppose a better question for you is, why should we allow you to come in and be a student?
Cool, easy. So like just completely flip it on. Why should we, you got the problem, so why should we allow you to come in here and be a student, right? The reason I asked that is because I know previously in the call, she has a bit of an ego and that's going to hurt her identity. She doesn't like the fact that I've made her convince me. So what's going to happen is she's going to sell herself because her ego is getting in a way.
Because I want it and I'm going to kill it. And I've proven myself enough with my work ethic and how far I've gotten with no help. Because I'm a go-getter and I've been able to...
I'm a go-getter. See what I mean? She just literally fell into the full identity trap.
Network and get these interviews and do what I have by myself. And it's not working and I need help.
There you go. The hardest thing for humans to do is to be humble enough and say, I need help. So for her to say that probably hurt her identity, but with the right strategic questions, we was able to get to that point so she can be humble enough and say, like, I actually need the help. But I'm genuinely the right person, I'm here for the right reasons, and I genuinely am going to commit to the help.
Okay. Well, when you look at the version of you that is making 200 grand a year, right, and she is the best possible version of herself, what do you think the difference between you right now and her is?
Knowledge.
Is
that
it?
Hopefully I'll gain in this course.
You keep mentioning hopefully.
Still looking for that certainty. It's not in herself. So hopefully I'll gain in this course. This is how very, very, very careful you have to be with language. Hopefully I'll gain in this course. Now there's probably some reps that are a mediocre level and they would have let that slip by. I can't let that slip by. When is a successful business ever run on hope? It's not. So I can't let her come into this belief with hopefully I'll make it work or hopefully this course will have what I want. I want her to be concrete and confident and have certainty in herself and where she wants to go.
You keep mentioning hopefully. It's not a very powerful or empowering word to use.
Silence, guys. Like, silence is your best friend. Don't go for the throat. Like, just let them sit in the silence and genuinely feel the comfort in that silence, because it will do you so many fucking favors. People will overcome their own objections. Because if I'm not afraid of the silence, then it will make you awkward to start overcoming your own stuff. Because I'm not awkward in that silence. I feel strong, confident, and empowered in that silence. I will sit in that motherfucker all fucking day.
It's kind of like saying, hopefully I'll go to the gym tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
And that landed, it's kind of like saying, hopefully I'll go to the gym tomorrow. When does anybody ever say that? Hopefully I'll go to the gym tomorrow, and they actually do it. But the thing is, she laughs because she actually knows what she's getting at. Like, she knows I'm true. She knows I'm right. So she actually laughs, and it was a pretty good pattern. It was a pretty good joke. It was a pretty good pattern interrupt, to be fair, because he got her to laugh, and when people laugh, resistance is.
It's mostly like, I'm so, pardon the language, but it's like, I'm so fucking committed. Tomorrow I'm gonna get up and go for it.
I got it.
So I want to shift her language from hopefully to committed to like, I'm so empowered and committed, I want to do it.
If I'm honest with you, I don't know what both Beth or Jeff, whoever, does. But one thing I can tell you is the best thing for you to do is to actually do something.
I'm not going to convince you to do this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to guide you in the best decision possible. I'm going to guide you in the best way I can. I don't know what to do. I don't know Beth, Jeff, Jem, whoever. But I think the most empowering or the best thing you can do is actually make a decision for yourself. Because if things have been going on for so long, then at what point do they actually change? What point do you actually want to change them? Because it's so easy for you to say, hey, I've got these other calls booked, so I'll delay this for another day. It's the easiest thing you could say, but realistically, this has been going on for longer than a day. So at what point do you actually change that?
I mean, that's my fear.
Well, if you look at the version that you want to become, does she put time and distance between that, looking for the right opportunity, or does she just take an opportunity and run with it?
That's why she's here, because she's ready. I'm frustrated of being second best.
So, like, we've just torn apart her identity, and she's just kind of opened up now to realize that she actually needs the help. This is really good.
Okay.
When in the past, well, I'm incredibly competitive. I was the only freshman cheerleader on the varsity team in high school. Freshmen were not allowed on varsity, but my score was dramatically higher than so many of the other people. They changed the rules. So that's the kind of mindset I've always had, and what I've been doing is working enough to get me in front of the right people, but I haven't gotten an offer, so I need some help, and I'm ready.
When do you want to change that?
Right now.
Right now. Most of you motherfuckers are okay with that answer. Problem is, I'm not. It's not concrete enough. So what did I do? Sat in silence for motherfucker. I sat in silence for about 10 seconds. And because I've shifted her language from hopefully to certainty, guess what she does? She comes out with the right answer. Silence.
Yesterday.
There we go. That's exactly what I was waiting for.
That's exactly what I was waiting for.
That's what I was waiting for. Now, I want to ask you an honest question. Before we even go into it, I know there's no crystal ball of certainty, Lauren, but in terms of what this is and what we actually do for many, many people, do you honestly believe if all you do is come in and implement this, we can actually get you to where you want to go?
Yes.
What makes you say yes compared to hopefully not before?
See what I mean? We're challenging that language again. I'm getting concrete. Do you feel like this can actually get you to where you want to go? Yes. What makes you say yes compared to hopefully before?
I mean, if you've done it before, let's do it again. Because I know I'm more qualified than...
Look at her identity. Her ego cannot let her slip. I'm more qualified than the candidate she had in the past. I just need some guidance. I'm more qualified and the best candidate you'll have.
And candidates you've had in the past. I just need some guidance to land a job.
And it's making the hard decisions that we're not used to. Because I can imagine there's a tremendous amount of people that are far more qualified and intelligent than Jeff Bezos. Would you agree?
Yeah.
But one thing that I know Jeff Bezos has is a relentless commitment to doing the hard stuff that he doesn't want to do. I watch a lot of his stuff and I think he's absolutely excellent at making choices that other people just aren't ready to make. Are you aware of the investment?
No.
So she isn't even aware of like what the investment is, and she's already given me a shopping around objection. So I told you guys, like, it's not about the price. When people are shopping around, it's not about the price. They're looking for certainty in themselves. So like with the proper questions and strategic, and you sell them on their identity and you hit their ego, they will literally convince themselves that they actually want to do this instead of shopping around. So I think a lot of you guys struggle with that one, and I love that one. I really like that one. It's pretty much one of my favorite ones. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you one more. I'm not going to give you all the sauce because you motherfuckers don't deserve it. And half of you won't even implement most of this stuff anyway. So I'm going to show you one more very, very quickly. Where should we go with this? So we have, there's a lot of money. We have research due diligence. We have I just met you. We have breaking negative language. We have think about it. We have fear of the past. We have scam, been scammed, burnt in the past, impulsive, it's the way to make decisions, aggressive partner objection, dismantling fear and taking ownership. What should I give you, motherfuckers? I'm not going to release all the sauce, you don't deserve it. Tell you what, we'll go with research and due diligence. If I remember correctly, this guy was a private chef making $50,000 a month. wanting to be able to break into the online space. And sometimes with people that have money, the more you make them feel silly, the more they trust you. That's one thing you have to understand. Like, if you have a business owner that's being a bit silly, or someone that's successful that is being silly, and you call it out, they will respect you way more for that than just letting that shit slide. So let's have a look at this one.
What is the best way as far as connecting, like, how can I do my own due diligence, so to speak? Like, I don't really know how to translate that, but it's just obviously coming from a legal background before I jump in and just sort of say, hey, it all sounds great, but I just obviously like to do my own due diligence and just make sure everything's above board.
On terms of which part, what do you feel like is missing that would make you want to do due diligence?
Well, just like I say, I mean, online these days, there's so many people selling dreams, and I just like a lot of the other programs, which is why I guess I don't want to say it sounds too good to be true, but some of the other ecom programs, it was like a 20K buy-in or a 40K buy-in, or like DeFi Masters was a 25K buy-in, but I've recovered that, like within the first investment I made with them, I made like 40 or 50K with that. So I'm just trying to think like, okay, well, what am I missing, or what don't I know that I need to kind of look into more? And this is just me being transparent, not to say that this is the case. It's just I always, until I've done a bit more research into it, but everything I found online as far as Trustpilot reviews and everything points to positive.
What you're saying doesn't make sense then.
So like everything that I've seen online points to positive reviews. What the fuck are you giving me the due diligence objection for then? Like, what's the point? That doesn't even make sense. See how because I called out his bullshit he laughed? Because he fucking knows I'm right.
No, like I said, I'm always skeptical whenever, like I say, you're meeting somebody online you don't know. Obviously, at the end of the day, you're trying to sell me something and I want to join, but I just want to make sure, like I said,
that would make sense if we...
See how I would have changed things now is it's like, well, how is operating from that sense of skepticism actually helping you? Because if you're in a career as a private chef and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then clearly operating from a place of skepticism isn't actually helping you, it's keeping you stuck. So at what point do you stop operating from a sense of skepticism and start looking at the world from a place of... Because if it's the same, like if we keep going around in the same patterns, assuming everything is a scam, how are we actually going to get the help or not? But like something as simple as this genuinely works. Like, well, listen.
But I just want to make sure, like I said,
that would make sense if we reached out to you.
100%.
That would, like, you actively reached out to us. We didn't reach out to you and say, hey, look, I've got the best thing since sliced bread, come and join us. Like, you literally booked in a call with me and wanted my help. So that would make sense having I reached out to you, but you reached out to me.
Okay, all right, fair enough, I get that.
Because that would only make sense if we personally reached out to you and say, hey, we've got the best thing since sliced bread, come on to a call.
You know what, I appreciate that. You're right, no, very true. Okay, and then I guess what are next steps?
Well, do you feel like that can help you?
Cool, so that's important, by the way. What are next steps? I didn't go straight into what are next steps. I pulled back a little bit. Well, first of all, do you actually feel like that can help? Because there's no point in us going through it if you don't. So it's not like I'm going straight for the sale. I'm actually pulling back first to get his buy-in.
I know there's no crystal ball of certainty, right?
100%.
By the way, I always say that. So like, do you actually feel like that can help? I know there's no crystal ball of certainty, but do you actually feel like that can help? The reason I say that is because I wanna get rid of the idea of like, I think so. Maybe, potentially. I want to get rid of uncertainty language. So I say, I know there's no crystal ball. So I want them to give me an answer based on them not being a crystal ball. So I want to get rid of those kind of answers. So that's why I do that as well.
So the only thing that's kind of putting a roadblock between you and the freedom you want is yourself.
Yeah. All right. What are next steps?
Do you want it?
What are next steps? Again, he's asked me.
Take next steps?
Do you want to take next steps? So I'm pushing back again. I'm so fucking detached, and I promise you detachment will take you so fucking far.
You sure? Even though moment ago you're a little bit uncertain?
I feel like I need to take the leap.
Okay. Well, if you want
I'm going to say this. I feel like you're pardon my French, a no bullshit sort of person. Like the fact that you were like, well, we didn't hunt you down. You reached out to us. Kind of that's, I don't mince words. So, I mean, I can appreciate like the straightforward bluntness. I think that if anything, you don't seem as though you're trying to sugarcoat or sell me anything. It's more like, well, what are you looking to get out of this? It's not what I'm trying to sell you. And I think that's very reassuring because that's very different to a lot of other platforms and brands and people I've kind of communicated with. So that's definitely refreshing.
It's not my job to convince you or sell you. It's your decision to take.
Mm-hmm.
But also, based on my experience of dismantling my own opportunities for success, I just don't like people seeing doing that to themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Easy peasy. So research, due diligence. Like with these high-level prospects, if you just make them feel a little bit silly for saying silly stuff, for example, they just trust you way more. So stop dancing around the objection and actually just speak what's in your mind, because that's all sales is, just a conversation. If you don't like what you're hearing, it's not going to support them, then help them through it. So I'm going to leave that you guys have had enough sauce. and if you don't implement that, then you're just being an idiot. Remember, sales is all about facilitating change. It's about helping people with the right intentions, asking better questions. Don't coach don't sit there and go for the throat. Help them make the right decision that's going to best serve them, even if it's not with your program. That's all sales is. So I'm over and out. You should enjoy this one. There's some heavy value in there. All the stuff I'm gatekeeping. Why? Because you don't deserve it, you motherfuckers. But there you go, gangsters. That's me breaking down a couple of objections that I put inside my program. I'm